This is stable. So what I'm gonna do is go to game, and there we are. I'm gonna set up my flight around Australia, make it in the afternoon. Australia hemisphere. Right here. Okay, that's good. We try to go from Melbourne International. Should be around here, unless they don't have that airport, but I don't think so. It's an international airport, it should be included. Okay, Melbourne is, I believe it's YMML. There we go. Where it is? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong place. Okay, Melbourne International. This is my departure. Oh, no. Hold on. Melbourne International departure. No, here, Melbourne International departure. There we go. We go to Sydney. Sydney's around here, right? There we go. And Sydney Opera. It's by SSY. Yeah, that's Kingsford Smith. What is it? Sydney, Australia. Let's see, Sydney International Airport. And the ICAO for it. What is the ICAO for it? Sydney International. Let's go out. It's taking me to the website. Sydney Airport is YSSY. Kingsford Smith. So it has two names. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, arrival. I didn't know that. Okay, let me see. We'll go to a small gate. Say gate 2. And let's make it low altitude airways. That's not bad. And we gotta take off. Let's see, we're gonna take off from runway 34. We're gonna take out this way. Let's take a look at our. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. So that's 34. I think that's a nice airway. And in terms of arrival, need to make a better arrival. I think we should arrive here. Runway 16, so 16R. And it should be ILS 16R. Oh, they have a kind of weird approach, huh? Well, that's what it is. It is what it is. Let's see, they have different approach to this. And seems, so this is a little bit further. 16R approach is see, they have two approaches and that's it. To 16R, that's a better approach. Oh, that's different. Yeah, that's a better approach, I guess. I'm gonna go over the one way, over it, go this way and turn around and land. Okay, okay. Let's just go with the flow. Okay, so I'm gonna save this. Save this as a plan, just in case. And we call it Australia plan. Okay, save that. Okay, set it to fly. Really quite interesting. Well, what's happening here in the game news these days is AMD just went live on an event in about a couple of hours before, and they announced the new CPUs of Ryzen Zen 3, and the Zen 2 CPU is going to be in their upcoming next-gen consoles, as we know. But they have the next-gen GPU, the Navi GPU architecture is within these consoles. And they just teased it a little bit. We'll go over that tease. But we've seen leaks before, and it seems that the leaks is on the money. And we'll see. We'll just see in a few seconds. But let's just start our flight. And hopefully everything is smooth. We don't crash or anything like that. And we will go over the news. Now, please, Asobo and Microsoft, I'm enjoying this. Just iron things out. See, in Melbourne International, it's actually streaming data as we're trying to play. Okay, it's actually dark and cold, as they say, and we're gonna start up. So, on. Let me see if I memorize this. So we switch these on, we switch this on. All external power is on. And then we're gonna switch on the APUs, right? I can't remember. Let me see. Oh yeah, battery switches, external power. These are on fault. Engine bleed. Okay, see. We need to do engine bleed first. Try these things. They are on. So there we go to now we go APU. So APU on, and then APU start should be on. Okay. And now you're gonna wait for available. You should hear the APU starting. It is starting. So wait until it's fully start, and then you go to APU bleed and switch it on. And once we've done that, I've done this multiple times, but I don't remember everything. Here we go. Tick tick. External power. Now I'll turn it off. And fuel pumps. Make sure they are all on. The next thing, before you do that, you need to make sure you have fuel, especially the center tank. And this is done. Done. Go to beacon. On. Good. Thrusts are on idle. Engine should be on start. And we need to go to engine master and on. And then you confirm it's gonna stabilize. Is this on start? Yeah. Why this is not starting? Did we miss something? No. Yes. Let's go to APU bleed to make sure it's on. There we go. That's what we missed. Oh, look at that. See? Now you know if you missed something. And let me go over this. Fuel pumps on, beacon on. Okay, that's good. So the engine is starting now. If you look at the fuel, it's burning a lot of fuel here. Really burning fuel as the startup, initial startup. It seems like it's taking fuel and putting it here actually. It's taking it from the center and putting it on the wings. This is going to happen also on the another engine. So this is actually stabilizing at the moment. Once it's stabilized, we're going to go to engine 1 and see if it's stable. Engine 1 turn on, and same, it's going to burn a lot of fuel from here. It's going to take some fuel and put it here. I don't know if that's the mechanism of the Airbus. I'm an amateur at these things, but I'm learning, I guess. But I just noticed that fuel is leaking out from here to here, but weight is decreasing as well. Some fuel is getting burned on initial start of the engine, and some is moved to the wings. I'm assuming it's going to be the same number as this one, 6470. Seems like this is the stage 2 of the engine. 3, 4, 5, 6. Going to be same as this. Let's just take a look. Oh, there's 7 in here. 10K, 1 plus 2, fuel use 3 here. I cannot read these things real well. We'll see what happens here. So let's just wait until these things are actually getting stable, and then we're gonna switch off APU bleed. It's stable at the moment. See, the numbers are the same right now. It's 9 and 4. I don't know. I'm gonna check these numbers again. Anyway, APU bleed off. APU master switch off. And engine mode should be on normal. And that's it. We started the aircraft fully. And I'm gonna check these numbers here. It's just 10, 6. I don't know what that means. Anyway, let's request clearance. Requesting clearance here.
Melbourne ground Kuwaiti 112 tree IFR to Sydney, ready to copy.
Kuwaiti 112 tree is cleared to Sydney Airport as filed. Takeoff runway tree 4 climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Departure frequency is ONE 29er decimal 4 squawk 0077.
So 12,000 feet. Set my ascend rate. Acknowledge that.
Kuwaiti 112 tree cleared to Sydney Airport as filed. Takeoff runway tree 4 climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Departure on 129er decimal 4 squawk 0077.
Climb on
Kuwaiti
250.
112 tree readback correct. Contact ground on ONE 21 decimal 7.
Unless they assign different speed otherwise. So, everything's good. Now I'm gonna push back. Request pushback here. So ground, pushback.
Melbourne ground Kuwaiti 112 tree requesting pushback.
Put 2 here.
Kuwaiti 112 tree pushback request accepted.
And pick up brakes. So this is pushing back or not. And getting pushed back here. And we should push back to the left. So we can be on the taxiway here. I'm going to ask it to push back to the left. Steer left, right?
Melbourne ground Kuwaiti 1123 requesting pushback to steer the aircraft to the left.
Oh, right.
Kuwaiti 1123, your request has been transmitted to the operator.
Anyways, let's do it that way then. Let's go this way. Okay, and then I'm gonna ask it to stop around. It's not a good pushback anyways, but let's make it stop here.
Melbourne ground Kuwaiti 1123 requesting the end of pushback.
There we go.
Kuwaiti 1123, request to end pushback received.
I'll request taxi clearance.
Melbourne ground Kuwaiti 1123 with India ready to taxi IFR.
There we go.
Kuwaiti 1123, taxi to and hold short at runway tree 4 using taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on ONE 20.5 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway tree 4 using taxiway Alpha Kuwaiti 1123.
Okay, we are all set. All set. Let's taxi and enjoy our taxiways. Let's see, something good for the taxi here. Something nice and smooth for a taxi. Okay, let's take a look here real quick. Move, please move. Let's see. Maybe this. Okay, let's first takeoff clearance.
Melbourne Tower Kuwaiti 1123 at runway tree 4 ready for takeoff via water to Sydney.
Kuwaiti 1123 cleared for takeoff runway 34.
Cleared for takeoff runway tree 4 Kuwaiti 1123.
We are ready to check off. Here we go. V1, VR, rotate. There we go. Positive rate.
Kuwaiti 1123 contact Melbourne departure on ONE 29.4.
129 decimal 4 Kuwaiti 1123. Melbourne departure Kuwaiti 1123 is at 1,600 feet, climbing 12,000 feet.
Kuwaiti 1123 Melbourne departure continuous as planned. Altimeter 29.9.
So the tracks you heard was from Halo theme, original Halo, and also from original movie soundtrack.
On 124.0.
Okay, and acknowledge handoff,
124.0 for Kuwaiti 112
and we are on our airway here, real well. Nice takeoff.
Melbourne Centre Kuwaiti 112 is at 8,900 feet, climbing 12,000 feet.
Still climbing here.
Kuwaiti 1123 Melbourne Center. Continue to Lizzie as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
The altimeter is correct, everything that's correct. Let me check the squawk. I forgot to set the 077. There it is, it's already set. Okay, that's not bad. So everything is good.
Kuwaiti 1123 contact Melbourne departure on ONE 29.4.
Okay, contact level departure. Let's see what's going on.
129.4 Kuwaiti 112. Melbourne departure Kuwaiti 112 is climbing through 10,700 feet for 12,000 feet.
Kuwaiti 1123 Melbourne departure continue to Lizzie as planned. Altimeter 29.902. Kuwaiti 1123 contact Melbourne Center on 124.0.
Contact Melbourne Center. You guys are playing with me or what?
Going to 124.0
What's
Kuwaiti
going on here?
112.
Okay. Melbourne Center.
Melbourne Center Kuwaiti 112 11,800 feet.
Making sure this is stabilized. And we are on our
Kuwaiti
way.
1123 Melbourne Center. Continue to Lizzie as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
Need to descend around decimal. Okay, 13,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 13,000 feet Kuwaiti 112 tree.
It's gonna climb momentarily here. Okay, as this climbing, let's go over the news, what they actually AMD showed us today. And it's pretty short, actually, not much to be shown. And here it is. So Zen 3, they just announced Zen 3 today. And the new Ryzen CPUs. The Ryzen 5. I don't know why they jumped. I mean, when you recall the last Ryzen called Ryzen 3. What's it called? If you look at the CPUs right here, it's called Ryzen 5. Now Ryzen 9. So previous generation of AMD Ryzen is, no, hold on a second, 339 to 59. That's what I was confused about. Why they didn't say 49? I don't know why. This is the Zen 3 architecture. So what they announced is the new CPUs and this WCCF Tech. Didn't cover much, but they announced the prices. $499, something like that. It's really cheap. It's not they're not expensive. But for example, if you want to learn more, my eyes is on this CPU. But anyways, they say they improved the single clock and the single thread of a CPU, the single core is improved than before, and they improved the overall performance of the CPU across all of them. Even though, like if you look at, for example, let's take this example compared to the previous generation. 12 cores, 24, 4.8 boost, 3.7 base, TDP, 105 watts. Same thing here, 1224, 4.8 watts. It's just the improvement is on the single core performance, as they say. So I'm going to learn more about this. Hopefully they state the price in here.
Kuwaiti 1123 contact Melbourne Center on 135.7.
Okay, let's go Melbourne Center.
Going to 135.7 Kuwaiti 112 tree.
Okay, center, contact.
Melbourne Center Kuwaiti 112 tree 13,000 feet.
To improve speed a little bit.
Kuwaiti 1123 Melbourne Center. Continue to Libby as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
So you can arrive at a short time. 300 knots is good. Okay, let's go back to news. What they showed us here is the specs, and then they show the price. DDR memory up to 32 megahertz in terms of DDR memory, and I think it supports PCIe 4. Yes, it does. And 7 nanometer FinFET. All the good things. Let's go to that WCCF Tech here. Take a look at the video. You just start out about the support, of course, the next gen consoles.
Been working on for the next gen PC platforms, and especially for all of you gamers. Now, it's already been an incredible year for gamers.
PS5.
There's so much excitement around the next gen consoles. We are so proud to power the new Sony PlayStation 5 with a high-performance custom chip featuring our AMD Ryzen CPU and AMD Radeon GPU technology. And we are equally proud that custom AMD processors also power the new Microsoft Xbox Series X and
the
Series S
Xbox.
consoles. Again, featuring our high-performance Ryzen and Radeon technologies. These consoles are bringing just incredible technology to gamers all over the world, and are really a result of just deep engineering partnerships over many, many years with both Sony and Microsoft.
So that's really cool. Well, what's really cool, and they announced the CPUs here. So,
in structure per clock in a single generation. It built a strong base for us to build upon.
the
as we
Zen Plus,
developed
that's
the Zen
previous
family.
generation.
Last year, Zen 2 brought double-digit percent increase in
And then the
structure
Zen
per clock.
3.
It debuted 7 nanometer chiplet technology. That 7 nanometer efficiency enabled leadership, multi-core performance, and core density. The innovative chiplet implementation allowed us ease of manufacturing with a small 7 nanometer die and scalability to leadership core counts, and now Zen 3. Wow, what a great job by the design team to improve every aspect of the CPU, delivering leadership performance in that same 7 nanometer node. Higher frequency.
Contact Nova Center.
125.2 for Kuwaiti 112 tree. Melbourne Center, Kuwaiti 112 tree, 13,000 feet.
Kuwaiti 112 Melbourne Center. Continue to Terex as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
Okay. Continuous flight. Let's go back and see the CPUs.
Higher in structure per clock, with design improvements across all of the CPU components, and lower latency on top of that. You look at some of the key elements. There's a new layout of our processor that brings all the cores onto a unified 8-core complex, and that accelerates core-to-core communication. That's especially helpful for gaming workloads. That consolidation actually allows every core to directly access the 32 megabytes of L3 cache, and that dramatically accelerates workloads that are latency sensitive, like gaming. And finally, significant changes throughout the Zen 3 architecture, generating a 19% instruction per clock uplift. That's on top of the significant gains that we had just in the mid of last year with Zen 2. Altogether, Zen 3 is our most significant architectural update yet across the Zen family. We made the Zen 3 floating point and integer execution units wider, more flexible, and allows us to deliver more execution capability to the user at a lower latency. We've increased the number of loads and stores that we can do versus Zen 2, helping us feed those wider execution capabilities of Zen 3.
Okay, all good and dandy. Let's look at Zen 3 performance, front end, load, and all that kind of stuff. But I want to take a look at the architecture here between Zen 2 and Zen 3. I think they increase the number of cache memory. Yeah, maybe the accessing and the addressing of this cache memory is actually a little bit different.
Prefetching, our dispatch, our deco. Zen 2, in fact, had been organized with 2 4-core cache complexes. It was tightly integrated. That was a very good design, but what we found is that we brought that together into that single unified cache core complex, that we brought that direct access to 32 megabytes of L3 cache rather than the 16 megabytes that we have with Zen 2. That direct access to a cache pool of this size.
So 32 megabyte of cache memory
They tend to make frequent use
compared to
of
16, so
subsystem.
double the cache
In
memory.
fact, many games have a dominant thread, and that makes especially heavy use of the cache, and that thread now sees effectively twice the L3 cache in Zen 3. So every core can now communicate directly to the cache without traversing across the die, and that reduces latency. And it stays synchronized for applications using AI, audio, physics, and more. You can see that we continue our relentless commitment to energy efficiency with every generation. We're always honing our design methodologies to focus on performance per watt, even as we make the processors faster for gamers. Zen 3 is no different, delivering up to 24% improvement in power efficiency versus the prior generation. That's double-digit performance per watt uplift in the same.
So they go over the architecture, more performance. See in the background And Zen 3, and now they are actually in design of Zen 4. Is she gonna reveal prices here?
So now let's see Zen 3 in action.
No, it's actually
I'm
in
so
action.
proud to show you for the very first time the AMD Ryzen 5000 series for high-performance PCs. The world's first Zen 3 powered CPU. This is the AMD Ryzen 9 5900X. 12 cores, 24 threads, and a boost up to 4.8 gigahertz. It's a very special product, the ultimate enthusiast processor. Compared to the 3900 XT, the 5900X has 19% higher IPC, higher clock speeds, and all of the Zen 3 core improvements that Mark talked about, all while remaining at 105 watts. This makes Ryzen 5900X a big upgrade from 3rd gen Ryzen all around, but especially in gaming. Now let me turn it over to Robert Halleck to show you the 5900X in action.
Thanks, Lisa.
Here
Hey
it is.
everyone, let me give you a sense of just how much faster the 5900X is compared to our current best, the 3900 XT. To do that, we're going to use Shadow of the Tomb Raider, a game I personally love, and a game reviewers often look at to judge CPU performance. We're going to run the built-in benchmark here at 1080p using the high image quality preset on two otherwise identical systems. You can see a whopping 28% increase just by moving from the 39XT to the 5900X in Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And as you will soon see, the performance from the 5900X is faster than the competing processors as well. Now, as any enthusiast knows, 28% from a processor change is a massive upgrade. But that's what AMD customers, like me, can look forward to. This truly demonstrates the gaming strength for Zen 3 when you combine the historic IPC uplift, unified cores, and unified cache pools. Now, as we zoom out to look at a wider set of games, you can see that the 28% uplift in Shadow of the Tomb Raider is joined by many titles with significant double-digit performance improvements. The gains are even bigger in titles like CSGO and League of Legends, where the highest possible frame rate is practically the #1 priority to be competitive. Overall, gamers upgrading from the Ryzen 3000 series to the Ryzen 5000 series can expect an average performance improvement of 26% at 1080p. Again, this is just a monumental performance jump for an in-socket upgrade in the same motherboard, and a true testament for how good Zen 3 is in gaming. Now, as many know, strong gaming performance relies on strong single-core performance. That's exactly what Zen 3 has. And I want to show you using Cinebench R20 single-thread. There are many ways to assess single-thread performance, but Cinebench is a fast and easy tool that you can run at home, and it's one of the 25 workloads that we used to calculate the 19% improvement for Zen 3's instructions per cycle. As you can see, the 5900X is the first desktop processor to ever break a 600 score. We don't break it by a little, we break it by a lot, with a score of 631. We at AMD heard...
And they compared it toward the 10900K from Intel, so it's kind of interesting. And they got better performance. Well, the thing is, Intel is a 10-core, 20 threads, I believe, and this is 12, 24. So, yeah, it's for sure. And the boost clock on this one is a little bit higher, so for sure you'll get a better score. So, but what I like about it is the price. Here we go. That's what I like about it. The pricing is better from Intel. I don't know how they do it. Let's see.
With boost frequencies up to 4.6 gigahertz at 65 watts. Now let's talk about price and availability. The 6-core 5600X is $299. The 8-core 5800X is $449. And the amazing 5900X, combining the leadership performance and power efficiency of Zen 3 in a 12-core 7nm design, is priced at $549.
These prices are really good comparing to the Intel prices. So let's say if you want to get a 590, the 5900X with 550, let's see US dollars. I'm not sure about the pricing on the Intel, how much it is. If I go take a look at the Intel pricing of, let's say, i9 10900K, so it's kind of like competition, and if you look at that, you'll see 750. So considering, you know, you got 2 more cores, two more, and compared 20 threads to 24 threads, so like 4 more threads, and performance uplift and pricing a little bit better. I probably can get a used one for 630. People are trying to sell these now. Yeah, it's something that's gonna hurt Intel a little bit on the long run. Intel has been struggling since the last three generations. You know, up until I think the 8700, they were fine, a little bit fine, but the 7700 was not a big improvement in the 6700. It's almost the same level of performance. But when Ryzen came, Ryzen put a lot of good prices, and people started to shift to buy the Ryzen CPUs. And now you've seen 10 cores, i9s, weak, and it's not that high price. It's a little bit cheaper. You know, usually Intel will charge more than 750, but still, this is really competitive, and I don't know what's going to happen. But they tease us.
And all of these will be available globally on November 5th.
So it's pretty soon it's going to be
really
launched.
Proud of 5000.
Well, they tease something a little bit here. They got the leaks are correct.
Tremendous amount of enthusiasm and curiosity about our Radeon lineup as well. So the next few weeks are just an amazing time for us. In addition to introducing our Ryzen 5000 series, we're also going to introduce our next-gen Radeon GPU, and I want to give you a small preview of that today. This is the AMD Radeon RX 6000 series, which we now affectionately call Big Navi, thanks to many of you who nicknamed it for us. Big
Navi. These were the leaks. They came out before, about it's going to be called Radeon R9 69000 XT. She just said the 6000 series, and she says it's going to be revealed around October 28th, I think.
Absolutely gorgeous, and by far the most powerful gaming GPU we have ever built. We got a lot of requests from our fans on social, and I heard a whole conversation on the Full Nerd last week about wanting to see Zen 3 and Big Navi in action. So today, I'm going to show you a preview of what you can expect from AMD Ryzen 9 5900X and our Radeon 6000 series. We've been doing a tremendous amount of work optimizing gameplay with Ryzen 5000 and Radeon 6000 series. So let me show you today Borderlands 3, which is a very popular AAA title running at 4K resolution on the Ryzen 5900X and our Radeon 6000 series. Just take a look at that performance. Over 60 frames per second at 4K with beautiful image quality. We are super excited with what we've accomplished with Big Navi. In addition to Borderlands 3, here's a bit more of a performance preview on Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Gears of War 5 at ultra settings in 4K.
Ultra.
And again, what you see is tremendous 4K performance across the board. We still have a few weeks until launch, and the team is working really hard on fine-tuning things. But I hope you're as excited as we are about what Ryzen 5000 series and Radeon 6000 series can do together for your next-generation PC. So that brings us to the end. I hope you enjoyed today. It's been so much fun spending time with you. We have a lot more to show you later this month, so join us again on October 28th, where we'll give you the full story of our AMD Radeon RX 6000 series, And make sure you mark your calendar for November 5th to find Ryzen 5000 series on shelf worldwide. Take care and see you soon.
They just teased it, so October 28th, they're gonna make the big reveal about the Radeon. It should be maybe 69. I don't know about this official. Is this gonna be the official numbering of the GPU? But they say Radeon 6000 series. And it has been also you know, been leaked for quite some time. And even the look of the GPU, JZ2 said it way long time ago. So people now, they teases and all that kind of stuff. But I have a hard time reading this table, comparing the big Navi to 2080 Ti and 3080, and does it mean it's 100% better and 137% better? I'm not sure, or I don't know how to read this table. We don't know the exact benchmark used by AMD. Planet 3D made a quick comparison reviews from Eurogamer using Founders Edition and Hexus using MSI Gaming X Trio. Came with the following results. I'm having a hard time to read this. Gears of War. What is this 60, 100%? What does this mean? What does this mean? What does that mean? Radeon 60, 73 sim. Does that mean it's on 4K? You get 73 frames compared to 60, 81 frames. So it's a little bit better than 2080 Ti, a little bit less than the 3080. That's what they say. So between the Radeon and it's like around 100% here, 98%. It's kind of like the same performance at the 3080. But we don't know the pricing of this. It's going to be also $700 by the 3080. So it's not clear. We need to wait until the official date or the official date of reveal, which is October 28th. They're going to announce that. We check here. How am I doing here on the flight? That's pretty. We're moving fast, actually. Really fast. It's quite quiet. ATC is quiet. So yeah, that's the teasing of Big Navi. So it's really quite interesting that we're gonna see this. And actually, because this announcement that came now, the 3070 gonna get pushed back in terms of launch. You're gonna launch it way behind the Radeon. So AMD is really affecting. So this card has been teased, and if you see, it's been shown in JZ2 cents. I think he showed a couple videos before, and he had that GPU. So the GPU is actually exists and it's out there in the wild. So these benchmarks should be, I don't know, might be correct. Who knows? Because the GPU is actually out there. It's just not officially launched. So that's Big Navi. They teased about it. And if you look at the tables here, we don't know if these numbers are correct. So we need to wait until the official announcement. We put here a question mark about the stream processors comparing to 57XT. Compute units could be 80, could be 5. You know, they say could be 80 compute units, could be 5,120 stream processors, could be 7 nanometer plus, could be Navi 21 XT, could be 512 gigabytes per second. There's a bandwidth memory bus, 256 bits, could be. Who knows? You know, let's wait until October. And that's from WCCF Tech. So we need to wait until October about this. So it's quite interesting. We'll see competition But hopefully we don't run into the shortages and the scalpers of... Oh, speaking about scalpers, there's something really came today, and it's from Gamers Nexus. Yeah, this reminds me. We go to Gamers Nexus. This controversy, the MSI controversy. Yes.
I think we should be live. Let me know if you can see and hear.
And they issued a statement here.
Screen, but
Let me go full screen here for a minute. So there's a company called Starlit Partner. What they did, if you're looking for, let's say, a 3080 card from MSI, this company started to buy these cards and scalp them and resell them at a high price. It's baffling how people are taking advantage of this. Are we talking from a company, Starlit Partner? Now these companies got a lot of money, but why they do that is it they're trying to gain more money out of this? So the official statement here: Starlit Partner is an individual subsidiary working under MSI. They carry excess inventory and refurbished items and would not be given newly released products such as the GeForce RTX 30 series graphics cards. As such, have conducted an investigation and found that an error allowed them to access the inventory they were not permitted to handle. Starlit Partner has been instructed to contact the individual customer who purchased these graphics card products and offer two options. So they're basically saying there was an error, we're sorry, and here's what we can do: return the product and receive a full refund or a partial refund of the amount paid over the MSI MSRP. So let's say what they're trying to say here: there's somebody who bought their graphics card, resell them, I'm guessing on eBay or somewhere, and if you bought that graphics card and you showed a proof of purchase that you bought their card for over the MSRP, they can give you a full refund if you want to, or they will deduct, the MSRP from the amount you pay. They will give you the difference back. Moving forward, MSI will enforce strict policy to avoid situations like this happening again. It's baffling. I cannot believe a company will do this. An individual trying to do this, okay, he's trying to make some money, but you're a company that has a lot of money. Why would you do this? You try to sell to the customers and you do this thing. It's just really baffling to me why they did that. So this is not really good image to MSI. So what happens? Where am I playing? Here we go. It's not really good image to MSI. They tried to do this and they tried to scalp the card. This thing has to end somehow. I'm sure it has to end. If you still go to eBay, you'll still find cards on eBay a lot with the RTX 3080 overpriced. Still, I sound like a broken record on that subject, really. I do sound like that, but it's annoying. And the what's happening around the globe is just baffling to me. And they still have these cards. I mean, you think that there's not enough inventory of these cards, but every day You see scalpers putting them on the internet, basically. It's just, you know, here it is, from 1 gigabyte, Founders Edition, Acer stuff. It's kind of hard to find, these cards. Trio, all type of cards, whether it's Founders was a board partner card. They show you that they have it for real, and the price is around 1,000 over MSRP. It's just, if you don't find your a card on your local store, or Newegg, or Amazon, or whatever store you try to buy from, Micro Center, hey, guess what? They are available on eBay. Way overpriced. I believe NVIDIA did produce enough cards. Look at the listings. It continues. Look at that. I believe, NVIDIA did produce enough cards. But this situation is really out of hand. And it's not just in the US. It's everywhere. Even here, it's everywhere. Why? Oh, look at that. That's funny. That's a painting. Okay. But as you can see, I can continue for a really long amount of time. And a lot of them seems legit. They do have the card. Okay, let's contact Melbourne Center.
Going to 118.8 Kuwaiti 112 tree. Melbourne Center, Kuwaiti 112 tree, 13,000 feet.
Kuwaiti 112 tree, Melbourne Center. Continue to top that as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
So you get the idea. It is everywhere. This RTX 3080. Oh, look at that. That's funny.
Kuwaiti 112 tree, contact Melbourne Center on 133.15.
Okay, again. They changed a lot of the frequency a lot.
133.15 for Kuwaiti 112 tree.
Okay. Melbourne Center.
Melbourne Center, Kuwaiti 112 tree, 13,000 feet.
So I can continue on forever.
Kuwaiti 112 tree, Melbourne Center. Continue to top that as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
So they did produce a lot of these cards, but the scalpers, it's baffling, really. Star Wars New Hope. But you know, a lot of them is legit cards, and they got it, they bought it, and they just resell it. This guy's using it actually. Hey, you want to buy it after I finish using it? And it's some of them, they only have approved purchase, and they're just waiting for the delivery. The listing is way too high, and all of the 3080s can be found on eBay. I can go a lot. I'm gonna waste a lot of time here just going through these listings. Some of them have funny, medallions and paintings and like that, but for the most part, they are legit cards. And this situation, we never gone through it. But even in the Middle East stores, you won't find 3080s. That's kind of like the thing is we need to understand why is that. So if I go to Microless, that's a store here in the Middle East. UAE. And if I go say I want a graphic card on Gigabyte, for example, I cannot find it. Let me just go to the home page, and let's say I want a graphic card, components, media cards, and you won't find any 3080s. Only 2080s and the 55XT, old GPUs. You will find plenty of those, and some of them on sale, like 40%. Not much sale, because you know GPUs are the most expensive part on a computer. And if you go and say RTX 3080, you won't find any. You just won't find enough GPUs. I mean, like for example, this card, is it available? No, just add to wish list. There's no pricing, out of stock. That's one example. So, no 3080s. It's everywhere. It's not just, you know, in the US or Europe or everywhere. It's just the situation is happening worldwide. Now we got companies like MSI scalping 3080. Believe it or not, this MSI subsidiaries got scalping 3080s. This card is being sold by Starlit partner on eBay. I think I didn't see it. We just went through the listings. We didn't see. Oh my God! I don't want these. So yeah, for $2,399. Wow. Individual is one thing, but companies is something else, and it's subsidiary to MSI. I don't know how NVIDIA gonna handle their partnership with MSI after this. Yeah, so Reddit users, notice that they are registered under MSI. Solid partner. Let me see if they have a proof of registration here. Oh yeah, it is. Let's see. Starlit partner. Maybe they have two different listings. This is 1,359. The other one is 2,000. Oh wow. I'm selling two different cards on eBay. It's the same brand. It's the MSI Gaming X Trio. Oh, a 3090 and a 3080. Okay, that makes sense. Wow, they just scalped the two types of cards. Wow. Oh well. I don't know what to tell you, but this is awful. Really awful. It's like companies do that, but hopefully after that, with the Radeon, we don't face the same situation, and maybe it will spread things out, because we are in a I understand the timing. The timing is kind of changed everything. Pandemic made a lot of people staying at home. They have some amount of free time. Gamers, they are in a period where they try to upgrade their systems. I'm speaking about myself. I'm trying to upgrade my system. It's been almost 5 years since my last system. And so this is one part. Gamers, the current customers are trying to buy their systems. You know, the current customers, they are in the transition of upgrade. So that's one. Newcomers, there's a lot of newcomers because of that pandemic. So these are two legit potential buyers. I mean, two legit customers that are trying to buy these products because they want to game, basically, or they use this graphic card for 3D application or whatever. So, but they are people who are going to buy the product to use it. So, and this number has increased because of that pandemic. So the timing. I thought the manufacturing process was affected, but after looking at this listing of eBay, there's plenty. I went through 4 or 5 pages, and I'm still going through these 4 or 5. There's plenty more, pages. So it seems that there is enough supply. It seems that there's enough supply. I know some people bought it and they're using it. They're not selling them on eBay. They bought it and they're using it. They were lucky to do so. There's a bug here actually on my simulator. Okay, so they bought it and they're using these cards. But scalpers is actually higher. Let's reverse a little bit. I mean, let's just review what happened. And you know, Nvidia really said an official statement. We didn't expect that number of buyers. Yeah, me too. After seeing this, me too. But what's really baffling now to see a company try to do this thing, and why, I don't know. It could be an individual person, but an individual person won't use a company resources to buy that and put it on eBay. The good thing that MSI noticed that and they issued an apology about it and they're taking action. But at the same